Now we're going to transition to how you can save some money on your build. Mike, I'm gonna let you share on this one.
Yeah, again, I mean, get a plan, right? Get a plan, get a design. Everything starts in planning, right? Anything you build in life ever, whether it's a Lego set or it's a multi-container home, get a plan, get a program. It starts there, right? What do you think you're going to cost? Get your cost outlays, get your cost structures in line, grab some of those elements that Tony just showed you in the slide before. That'll save you thousands of dollars and change your entire dynamic of what you think is possible versus what's reality, right? Get your designs. There's designs online. You can grab various designs from different sources. Obviously, we have designs here. And obviously, if you go back to the prior slide, I encourage you to take a look at the resources available. Because again, you can get some great ideas, and maybe what you thought was an amazing idea. Hey, I'm going to put a window where my backsplash should be because I want to have my upper cabinets and my lower cabinets, but I want a nice window, a 15-foot or 15-inch by 10-foot transom. But I didn't think about how I'm going to cut out the wall of the container. Oh, and by the way, I compromised the entire wall of the container. I got to reinforce that now. Oh boy, I got to weld in structural steel. Otherwise, the container wall will wobble when I'm going down the road. It's going to crack on my drywall. When I get to the container where I'm going, I have all these. So again, all the things we've learned over the years. But again, let us learn from our mistakes, grab the resources you can. And then again, when you're looking at modifications and materials, again, we have a whole Home Depot list. If you follow our YouTube channel, we give actually a breakdown of what materials you should be looking at. And there's actually a shopping cart from Home Depot for a very basic container design, just to kind of get you started. But the world's your oyster. Let your imagination run wild based on your budget and the size and scope of the build you have, and also the resources and the availability of those materials around you. But when it comes to certain things, like where it comes to health and safety, I encourage everyone not to cut corners or ever cut corners. There's a lot of builds online. People are using the wrong types of insulation. I'm not going to go into this now, but there's certain things you probably shouldn't do with regular insulation. You should be using things like closed cell foam or spray foam of some kind, because at some point in time, all these containers that live in the wild, they will take on moisture. And again, we're living in a either 160 square foot or 320 square foot metal box. And we want to make sure that people are safe, happy, and healthy for a long, long time. So again, when it comes to cutting corners on some safety issues, I encourage the right insulation, the right kind of wiring, doing it the right way, get your load calcs done, making sure you have smoke detectors in there, radon, things of that nature. A lot of folks want to put in gas stoves and in these small confined spaces. It's okay. I prefer electric because electric's not going to off gas or off vent on me when I'm sleeping. So just things to think about as you're going through this process of what you do think you want to have versus what you can actually afford and what's reality.
That's great. Yeah, I love your point, man. Don't cut corners on the health and safety. That's a good framework to keep in mind when you're maybe trying to figure out, hey, where can I save some money, and where should I not try to save it from, right? I put at the very bottom just a tip. We did actually do an entire workshop about a month ago on this very topic, how you can save money on your build. And so we've been uploading on our YouTube channel just some different clips of that. So that's a helpful resource if you want to go back and see, man, how can I save money on my containers? That's something we go over. How do I save on design or modifications? We'll deep dive into that. And I think that last point, avoid costly mistakes. That's probably just one of the biggest ones. Like even that very first container that I did, I made some big mistakes on it. And I look back and I'm like, I swear I did a lot of research and never once heard about the right kind of insulation to use. This is 2016, so I don't know, maybe there just wasn't a lot of content out at that time, but I literally did it with bat foam insulation. And thankfully it's in a dry climate, but if it went to a humid climate, that thing would be toast. Yep. And so especially for those of you that are in high humidity climates, like we're doing a unit that's going to Hawaii, we deliver it next month. That thing is spray foamed really well with closed cell spray foam. Excellent. And we had to add ventilation in there. Yes. So we have vents, basically air exchangers that are regulating the interior humidity levels to make sure that it's not getting too moist inside. So for those of you in high humidity areas, those are definitely some good tips.